Alright, you guys, hi, welcome back to another video. My name is Haley and today we have a 25-minute flow together. This flow will be a little bit on the slower side, a little bit more focused on stretching. All you need for this is a mat or a soft surface to practice on. As always, in the description box below, you will find a playlist that you can follow along with on your Spotify account. So you can go ahead and open that up now. If you're doing this class off of a computer, you can have two different browsers open for Spotify and YouTube and manually adjust the volume in each browser so you have your good mix of sound. If not, if you're doing it on a TV or on your phone, you probably want to use a separate device to set up the music. My playlist today is kind of like an R&B modern playlist. If you'd rather not use music or play your own music, absolutely, you can do that instead. So pause this video if you need to, get your music, your sound all set up. And then I'll count you in to press play on that first song, so we're more or less in sync. Beautiful. So you're going to open up your playlist, make sure you're not on shuffle, and then you're going to press play on that first song in 3, 2, 1. All right, and then we'll begin. So if this is your first class with me, you won't know this. If you've done a few, you'll know the trend. We always start and finish every single class in a place of stillness, in a place of rest. And so you can go ahead and make your way into that place now, whether that's laying on your back, a tall, comfortable seat, a child's pose, maybe laying on your side. Just coming into a place that feels really easy, really restful. Like you don't have to try so hard to be there. And when you land in that space, if you can go ahead and close your eyes. And then here, just taking a moment and just to pause and just to feel, just to tune in to what comes up. And for a lot of us, we run around being so many different people involved in so many different things day after day that we rarely take a moment just to pause, just to feel. Maybe for some of us, it even feels a little bit scary to slow down. And if that does feel scary, just get curious with it. What happens if you sit with it? What happens if you dive headfirst into it? With that, let's start to breathe, start to use that breath just to land into the space a little bit more. Using the inhales to fill up and the exhales to let go of what you're already ready to let go of. So take a nice big full inhale, let it expand through the front of your chest. And then take a big clearing exhale, let something go. Let's do one more like this. Take a big full inhale, really breathe and fill up. Big exhale, empty out whatever you don't need. And beautiful. From here, you're going to make your way to hands and knees at tabletop. You have a couple breaths to get there, so you can get there however you'd like. There's absolutely no rush. Beautiful. And then as you're ready, you're coming into that hands and knees tabletop position. Once you arrive there, you're going to spread those 10 fingers nice and wide, maybe tuck those toes under. We're going to start off just a few gentle spinal movements. So you're going to take your inhale breath, you're going to start to drop your belly button down towards the floor as you lift up through the shoulders, through the hips. Beautiful. Now with the exhale, you're just going to reverse this. So think about tucking your belly under and press the middle of your spine up towards the ceiling. And 2 more slow breaths like this. So big inhale, arching through your spine, lengthening your collarbone, your sternum up towards the ceiling. Okay, now exhale, think about tucking those collarbones, the tailbone under. One more, breathe and maybe find a little bit more space across your chest. Exhale, can you stretch a little bit deeper across the spine? Beautiful, then as you're ready, you're coming to a neutral tabletop, so you're going to feel that spine grow nice and long. And tucking those 10 toes under, you're going to start to lift those knees, lengthening your legs, so you're going to make your way into a downward facing dog. So in downward facing dog, you're pressing those palms firmly into the floor. And then thinking about lengthening your tailbone as high as you can up towards the ceiling. If you're really open, those legs might already be straight. Hamstrings, calves are a little bit tight. Maybe the knees are a little bit bent here. Good, we're gonna start to move right away. So with your inhale, you're gonna start to sweep that right leg up towards the ceiling. Now be gentle, we're just warming up. It might not go super high. That's okay, that's the beauty of practicing on our own, is no one can see you, there's no one to judge you. So feel your way through this, forgetting about how it looks. And beautiful, 2 more breaths here. As the body gets used to the shape, maybe you start to lengthen that top leg a little bit more. Maybe you start to press that left heel a little bit further down towards the floor. Beautiful, take 1 more inhale here. With your exhale, you're gonna start to contract through your abdominals, squeeze your knee in towards your nose, knee to nose. And good, then lightly, you're gonna step that right foot down between your hands, right foot between the hands. Drop down your left knee below your left hip. Now inhale, take those arms up overhead, so find a low lunge. Beautiful, so you want those shoulders stacked right over top of your hips, slightly pulling those low ribs in so your core is still strong here. And that's it, short and sweet. 1 more breath in here. And good, breath out. Those fingertips are gonna come down, framing your front foot. From here, you're gonna start to shift those hips all the way towards the back of the mat. Slowly pulling those right toes back with you as you move. So you're gonna feel a nice deep hamstring stretch through that right leg. And good, keep thinking about lengthening your chest forward over that front thigh so your low back stays nice and long. That's it, then maybe a little bit lighter on the fingers so you're not collapsing forward. You have energy, you have strength here. Gorgeous, breathe in. And breathe out, we're transitioning 1 more time. So you're gonna start to take your fingers over towards that left side of your mat. Good, you're gonna start to pivot that left knee so those left toes come behind you. That right leg, that front leg stays nice and long. So now you're in kind of like a half center split. And gorgeous, from here those fingertips can stay just in front of you, maybe slightly shifting your weight forward and back. Or option to add on, keep those right fingertips down underneath your right shoulder. Maybe start to twist, rotate, take those left fingertips up towards the ceiling. And beautiful, now feel how that rotation, moving your upper body, can connect you deeper into that inner thigh. That's through those fascial connections, so these deep connections from our obliques, those inner thigh muscles. And beautiful, take 1 more inhale here. Exhale, if you're in the twist, you're gonna unravel, take both fingertips back down underneath the shoulders. And coming out the way we came in, you're gonna start to turn yourself back into that half center split, that half front split. So right leg is long, left knee underneath that left hip. Good, then start to bend again through that front knee, so you come into that lunge stance. This time, you're just gonna pick up that back knee, and now step your left foot forward to meet the right, so you land in a forward fold. Let your head be nice and heavy, let it go, maybe sway, shift a little bit side to side. And drop that tension, whatever is coming up, you go ahead, you let it go. And take those hands, start to press them in towards your shins. You're gonna take an inhale breath, lengthen the crown of your head forward, so lots of length through that spine. Exhale, melt, let it go. And 1 more, take an inhale, hands press in towards the shins to slingshot your chest forward. Good, exhale, drop down, let it go. And from here, you're gonna press down through those palms when you're ready. And then start to walk those feet back. So we're gonna meet in the high plank position on top of a push-up. From here, you can choose just to go straight back to down dog if that feels good. Otherwise, maybe you start to lower, so bending those elbows. And good, inhale, maybe pressing through those palms, lifting up through your chest. Your thighs can rest on the floor or be lifted. Find this big upward stretch. Exhale, getting there anywhere you'd like, through hands and knees or through your plank. You're gonna make your way back to that downward facing dog shape. We'll meet here. A couple of breaths just to center back in and to settle back in. We're gonna start to do this on the left-hand side right away. So as you're ready, it's that left leg that sweeps up towards the ceiling. Now remember, it's about how it feels. So you want to feel a slight squeeze of that left glute to lift the heel. And then lots of length through both of those hamstrings. And don't force the body anywhere it doesn't want to go. This is your home. This is your place to live. We take good care of it, right? And that's it. Take another big full inhale through the lungs. Exhale as you empty out through that air. You're going to bring that knee to touch your nose, knee to nose. Good, hold, squeeze it in. And then lightly you're going to step that left foot forward this time between the hands. Right knee melts down underneath your right hip. Then inhale, arms up overhead. Beautiful, so it's a lunge on the left leg. Right away, can you drop those shoulders away from those ears? So lots of space for the sides of the neck. And good, with your next exhale, those fingers are going to come down. They're going to frame that front foot. You've already done it on the other side. You know where you're going. You're going to start to lengthen through that left leg. So pulling those left toes backwards towards you. So depending where your biggest line of tension is, you might feel it through the calf. You might feel it through the hamstring. Staying light on those fingers, prioritize lengthening the crown of the head forward. And then use that breath. See if you can find a little bit more comfort here in what for a lot of us can be a bit of an uncomfortable shape. We're going to start to pivot. I'll talk you through it. So you're going to start to pivot your fingers towards that right side of your mat. As you do so, it's that right big toe that turns back behind you. So your whole body eventually is going to be facing that right side of the mat. So I'll turn to face you. So you're going to have that leg out nice and long. Hands are underneath your shoulders. Now check in. If this is enough through your hamstring, through your inner thigh, just stay right here, breathe right here. If you feel like you want to add on, connect a little bit deeper to that inner thigh tissue. Your left hand stays underneath your left shoulder. Your right hand comes up towards the ceiling. Gorgeous. Now stay here, one more breath in. And stay here, one more breath out. Next breath, you're releasing those fingertips back down. You're going to pivot your way again to face the top edge of your mat. So you've got your left leg still long, back out in front of you, right knee underneath that right hip. And good. Once you're there, you're going to start to bend back through that left knee. So find a lunge shape through that left knee. And pick up your back knee, and then step your right foot forward to move the left foot forward, fold shape. And good. Inhale, press your hands in towards the shins, lengthen the crown of your head forward. Feel all that length through your hamstrings and your low back. Exhale, fold into it. One more time. Inhale, press your hands in towards the shins, lengthen the crown of your head forward. Exhale, let it go. This time you're going to roll your spine all the way up to standing, but stacking vertebra by vertebra. And take those arms all the way up overhead at the top. Inhale. And good. Exhale, dive it forward, forward fold. Good. Inhale, you're going to find that halfway lengthening of your spine forward, hands into shins. Exhale, those palms will press down beneath your shoulders. You're walking your feet back to a high plank. Again, you can always skip it, coming straight to down dog. Otherwise, if you're still in that plank, you're going to bend the elbows to lower your chest. And then take an inhale, drop your hips, lift your chest, find this big upward facing stretch. Exhale, you're going to make your way back home, downward facing dog. We're going to flow one more time on each leg. So similar flow, just moving into a little bit deeper variations. So start to inhale, sweep that right leg up towards the ceiling, three-legged dog. Now your body's been here before, maybe you can take that heel 1 inch higher. And then we'll add some movement. So take an inhale, squeeze your glute, lift the heel higher. Exhale, crunch through abdominals. Can you get your knee to touch your nose? And 2 more like this. Take an inhale, sweep the heel to ceiling. Exhale, squeeze. Can you get your knee to touch your nose? Here we go, friends. One more time. Take an inhale, reach that heel high as you can. Exhale, squeeze knee in towards the nose. Hold for 3. And that's it. Hold for 2. And for 1, land that right foot forward between the hands. And keeping your back knee lifted, you're going to inhale, bring those arms up overhead. High lunge on the right. Good, can you let the pelvis, those hip bones, be a little bit heavier down towards the floor? Maybe opening up a little bit more through that left hip flexor. You're gonna start to take those fingers, sweep them back towards the heel, lengthen the crown of your head forward. So a nice diagonal line from the crown of your head down to your heel. All right, and then we'll start to pivot, we'll start to rotate. So keeping this sat forward lean, you're gonna start to spin that left heel down. Left heel comes down 90 degrees. You're gonna keep your chest leaning forward, but now the chest is opened up to the side of the mat. And good, we'll add those arms. So you've got warrior two legs. Right arm's gonna come down, left bicep's gonna sweep alongside the left ear. So we're coming into a side stretch and inner thigh stretch. And then check in. If this feels like enough, stay here. If you want a little bit more, maybe those right fingertips come down towards the floor. Those left fingertips keep sweeping up and overhead. And keep pulling the abdominals in so core is strong here. And then the further apart those feet walk, the deeper you're gonna get into that core. We're all gonna start to really deeply bend through this right knee. All sets of fingers are gonna come down to that top left corner of the mat. So you're set up in what we call warrior two legs, so that right foot stays facing forward. Left toes stay facing long edge of the mat, reach those fingers away from you. Gorgeous, so feel length through the sides of your shoulders and through those inner thighs. And then slowly start to turn those fingers back towards the top of the mat. As you do so, you're pivoting on those left toes. So we're meeting in a runner's lunge. And good, from your runner's lunge, you're gonna press down through those palms and step it back without a sound, high plank. As you're skipping it straight back to down dog, you bend those elbows, lower your body one long line. Inhale, press through the hands, lift your chest. Good, big full exhale back home, downward facing dog. One more side to flow. Notice if those hips, those legs are starting to feel a little bit lighter, a little bit longer. Let's move on the left. So sweep your left leg up towards the ceiling, three-legged dog. Right away, we'll add on that movement. So use your next exhale. Start to crunch your knee in towards the nose. Nice, two more. Take an inhale, sweep your left heel up towards the ceiling. Yes, exhale, knee to nose. And beautiful, one more. Take an inhale, sweep that left heel up towards the ceiling. Exhale, squeeze, crunch it in, knee to nose. Hold for 3. And that's it, hold for 2. Hold for 1, let that left foot land between the hands. Right away, the arms come up overhead. And then try and take that big arch out of the back. So tuck your tailbone under a little bit more. That'll get you deeper into that back leg. You guys are doing amazing. We're almost there. You're going to start to hinge forward from those hips. Lengthening those fingers back behind you towards that back heel. Keep lengthening your chest forward over top of that left thigh. That forward lean right away should connect you deeper into that left glute, that left thigh. Then you want to keep this idea of leaning that torso towards the top edge of the mat. You're going to start to open up those hips. So that means turning those right toes to face the long edge of the mat. And then square off your shoulders with your hips. Adding in the arms, that right arm can come up overhead. Left forearm can land inside that left thigh. And then maybe starting to reach those right fingers forward. If you have a lot of space, maybe left fingertips come down right inside that left foot. Keep thinking about pressing down through that pinky side edge of your back foot, reaching those right fingers away. Goal to find length through this right kind of lower back, right hip, and your left inner thigh. And carefully transitioning, we're all taking all 10 fingertips down to that top right corner of the mat. You're going to think about pushing your hips back, lengthening those fingers forward, feeling a stretch through your lats, your upper back. And then coming out, you're going to start to turn your fingers, your toes to face the top of the mat. So here we go, you're back into that runner's lunge. And press down through the palms. The left foot comes back to meet the right. Find that downward facing dog right away this time. Good, from that downward facing dog, you're gonna melt those knees down. And then you're gonna take your hips all the way back, maybe to tap onto those heels. Walk those arms out in front of you, find this place of rest. And just take a couple of big breaths here. Just letting whatever comes up, come up. Sometimes when we focus in on our movement, on our breath, we can get a big emotional release. So if you have a lot of feelings coming up right now, whether you feel really good, or maybe it's some not so great feelings coming up, see if you can take this opportunity to acknowledge those feelings, to honor those feelings. And sometimes just taking this moment to pause, to feel, can be so much more effective in our healing than trying to stuff it down and keep going. And so breathe into it, lean into it, feel your way into it. And take one more big inhale here. Big exhale out. And then when you're ready, if you're ready, you're gonna make your way back to down dog just to transition. Of course, you can stay in this place of rest a little bit longer if you need it. We've just got one more hip stretch on each side. So last time, sweep that right leg up towards the ceiling, gather up that space. Then we're coming into what's called pigeon pose on the right hand side. So bringing that right shin towards the wrists. That left leg is going to lengthen back behind you. All I want you to worry about here is equalizing that pressure on your right butt cheek and your left thigh. If one's a lot more lifted than the other, you can always tuck a pillow, something underneath there for a little bit more support. And then you can come down onto the forearms if that feels good. You can close your eyes. And then of course, you're always more than welcome, if this doesn't feel good, to take this as a number 4, crossing your right ankle over top of your left thigh. And see if you can shut your eyes and see if you can slow the thoughts and slow the breath. What happens if you get still? What happens if it gets a little bit quiet? You've got 2 more easy breaths here. See if you can melt in and settle in just a little bit more. One more inhale. One more exhale. Then you're going to transition over towards the other side. So if you're on your butt or on your back in number 4, you can simply just switch legs. If you're on pigeon, you're going to step back into downward facing dog. First lifting your left leg up towards the ceiling, and then slowly bringing that left shin forward towards that top edge of the mat, that right leg back behind you. Most of our bodies are not completely equal side to side, so please never feel pressure to make your left side completely match the right side. If you need to modify or adjust on one side more than the other, absolutely, you do that, you take that. We've just got 5 easy breaths here. Start to slow down your heart rate by taking bigger, fuller inhales and smoother and calmer exhales. Taking one more big inhale. One more full exhale. Then we're all going to be on our butt. So if you're in pigeon, you're just going to shift your way over onto that left leg. If you're already seated, we'll meet you there. If you're in pigeon, swinging those legs out in front. Let's all make sure we're meeting in the middle of the mat. Then nice and slow with control, you're going to roll yourself all the way down onto your back. Lowering down, hugging those knees in towards the chest as you do so. From here, you have that opportunity, that chance to take any final little movements or adjustments your body needs before coming into stillness. Whether that's kind of hugging just the knees into the chest, a little twist side to side, extending out the legs. There's no right or wrong, whatever feels good, whatever feels really intuitive in your body. And then there's absolutely no rush. But when you're ready, you're going to come into a place of stillness, a place of rest. So it might be the same shape as you landed in the start of class. Something different might feel better now here in this moment. But just allow yourself to settle in. Allow yourself to feel and allow yourself to be here. You hear all the time that movement is medicine, meditation is medicine. So let this space here be part of your healing. Whether that's something so small, just getting over that minor inconvenience that happened this morning, or maybe healing on some deeper level. And closing your eyes. And then imagining in the stillness, I'm shining a light into all of the darkest places. And just like kids, when we're afraid of the dark, as soon as we have a light in that dark place, it doesn't feel quite as scary anymore. So when you're safe here, when you're supported here, allow yourself to go there, shine that light, shine your own light, and all those dark places you're afraid to go. You're safe here, allow yourself to be here. Allow yourself to feel, to breathe, to shine that light, and let go. We'll close our practice, a final soothing, healing breath all together. So take the biggest, fullest inhale through your nose. And big full exhale out through your mouth. Thanks, you guys. You take your time getting up. Take as much time and space as you need. My name is Haley. I will see you guys in the next video. We'll be back to weekly uploads now after the holidays. Feel free to message me. Let me know what video you want to see next at Haley Perry. And I will see you guys so soon.